Hi there, Joka here, and today I'm sharing how I made these two floral cards. So I'm really obsessed with cherry blossom, and when this die came out from Alexander Renke, I had to buy it. So this is what I'm going to be using today, and these papers are all from Alexander Renke as well. I'm not going to be using all of them, but this is the color scheme that I'm going for. um yeah, like pink, gray, and I don't even know how to call that on the left. um so these are quite small dies, but well, not very tiny, but I'm gonna keep them together, as you can see here, because I really don't want to lose pieces in the packaging. So I'm just going to keep whatever I can together and then die cut all of them. So most of these, actually all these flowers are 2 layers. So there is an outline when you cut them out for most of them. And actually I think I'm also gonna be adding back the fallout piece. So basically I'll have 3 layers, but you'll see that in a second. And the branch and the leaves are just 1 layer, very simple. So I'm die cutting these flowers from a bunch of colors because I want to kind of mix them on one of the cards, and on the other one I'm just going with a lighter pink gray color scheme. So I die cut all of them. It doesn't take too long because I die cut, a bunch of them at the same time, and now I'm assembling all. You can well, you can see I almost always forget to shape the flowers, so I only realized that after I started gluing them together, but you can still do that. I'm only adding a little bit of liquid glue in the middle just so I have some freedom in in shaping the petals. And once they are done, I'm trying to figure out how I want the branches to look, but yeah, I'm gonna change my mind a lot. You will see that. And so this is kind of what I'm going for. Then I'm also using this older Alexander Renke die, and this one is a Wow embossing powder, which is a collaboration between them and Alexander Renke. So I'm using this gray one today, and I think there are 10 embossing powders in this line, and there are few that have this white speckled look. It's really, really cool. And as you see here, I'm not really shaking it hard, and I'm also not tapping it, just so that the big white pieces stay there. Look at that, how pretty is that? And I'm gonna be using some of the other powders in another video very soon. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, once I had a really bad experience, and once I die cut an embossed piece, the whole embossing powder stuck in the die. So I tried die cutting it with baking paper so that it releases easily, and it did, but I didn't like the edges at all. I don't think you will pick it up here. The top one is the one with the edges that I didn't like. So I simply went ahead and die cut it without the baking paper, and I was really lucky it didn't get stuck anywhere. So that worked out fine. And I'm going to be creating a dimensional sentiment here. So I'm adding 2 white layers behind the gray embossed piece. So this is not a lot of dimension, but it's just enough for me. So what was I gonna say earlier? So about the embossing powders, while I still have time, I while all of the colors are amazing, I now tried all the speckled ones on another set of cards as well, and wow, the colors are just amazing. And while there is a dark, like a navy with white speckles, which is amazing, and navy is my favorite color. Surprisingly, that's not my favorite in this collaboration set. I will tell you that in the other video. I was very surprised. It was a color that I don't normally go for. So I'm now assembling the card. I die cut a bit too many of the branches, so I'm just layering them up. I offset them a little bit just for interest, no other reason. And now I'm trying to figure out how to arrange everything. And I have to start with the leaves because they go under the branch. So I'm gonna glue those down first, and then I have to remove everything. So this kind of, you know, arranging, rearranging, taking everything off, putting everything back, that takes the most time really in this process. Otherwise it's not too bad. So every time I come back, I arrange the flowers somehow differently. And in fact, I'm gonna end up with more flowers than I first intended to add, but I think I'm just gonna do that at the very end. And so I'm trying to mix the different pattern papers a little bit. So I have the lighter and darker mixed in, again, just for interest. Or you could probably go with an ombre kind of look, so you have all the dark, let's say, on the right, and then go from there to the lightest color. Okay, and then I don't know if you can see those little buds, so that's also part of the die, and that's only one layer plus a little bit of well, I would say greenery, but right now I'm using gray, so that's kind of funny. These leaves I just shaped a little bit, so as you can see, there's a cut line in the middle, so I just bent up both sides, and that gives it a little texture and dimension. It's really, I think it's really nice that way. And I'm also kind of mixing liquid glue and foam tape here and there, again, just so I have different dimension on the card, no other reason. So I'm gonna be adding one last leaf here, which I think eventually I'm going to cover up at some point, but you will see that. So I'm thinking about adding that flower. I don't know, maybe it's too many flowers in the end. I don't know. I never know where to stop, honestly. I probably could have stopped here, but you know. So now I'm trying to figure out how to add this sentiment. This one is a foiled sentiment that I have on, well, I have a million of them because I don't like to spend time on sentiments for some reason. So when I foil these spellbinders, they are spellbinders dies and glimmer plates. When I foil them, I foil a lot, so I always have some on hand. And I cut that apart because it was sending love, and I already have the love die cut. And here's gonna be my next card. And you see I have a lot more flowers here and a lot more branches, so it does take some time to, you know, take everything off and then put everything back on. And every single time I do that, my arrangement is slightly different, and then I have to play around with it. So this might be a bit of a boring and annoying process here. And again, no rhyme or reason why I'm putting stuff where I put them. I actually just wanted to cover the whole background with branches. Um, but I don't know, I kind of imagined it a little bit differently. It just didn't really work out the way I wanted. And at the bottom, so I have 4 flowers and a bud on every single branch, but somehow I don't have enough space at the bottom, and it just looks very, yeah, busy. So I'm going to remove 1 flower there. And I don't really care about the numbers, it just didn't look good to my eye. And I needed a little bit of space for that sentiment, which again is one of those foiled sentiments from my stash. Spellbinders actually has now several sets of these, some holiday ones, but I think they also have these everyday sentiments. Maybe there's 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not sure. I think I only have this one. It's quite a lot of sentiments in one set, so you can just, I think, I don't know, maybe 10 or I don't know how many, and then you can foil all of them, and within just a few minutes you will have a lot of them. So it's always, I find it good to have them on hand. I don't know, I don't know about you, but it's not that I'm not very organized, but somehow my stamp sets are in multiple places because I don't have a craft room. So, going through them and find sentiments that I want to work with or that speak to me that day, or are, or just fit size wise or whatever, it would just take me so much time. So I guess I'm a bit lazy. So yeah, as much time I spend on my cards, sentiment is not something I like to spend time on. So this is the reason why you will see me use these kind of sentiments a lot. Okay, so I'm still arranging things here, and yeah, you will see that even when I'm finished with these cards, I will, I don't know, I will finish the video and I will feel like somehow these cards are not me. And I just can't decide. And then I'm showing them to a friend, and then she says, well, where are your enamel dots? So, yeah, I guess that's what I was missing. And you will not see it in the video, but on the in the finished pictures at the end, you will see them. And luckily, I have enamel dots in pretty much every color except navy. I kind of never find a nice navy, but I do have dark blues, just not many anymore. So I need to stock up on those. But anyway, sorry for blabbering. I'm just, trying to not stay quiet while I'm gluing things down here. So here you see I removed 1 flower, and I think that just looks better that way. Somehow it was just busier on the bottom than at the top. So yeah, again, I'm using foam tape on some of the flowers and then liquid glue on others. And I feel here, you'll see that in a second, that, at the top of the sentiment here, I feel like I could add the bud there because there's a little bit of space that's kind of, it looks odd to me. So I will die cut an extra piece there because I still wanted to add that bud at that at the top, like in that pink cluster on the left. So I die cut one more I mean, this goes quickly because it's only 2 pieces really. And yeah, now that I'm almost done, I'm just going to have to trim down all the excess on the sides. And yeah, my card is basically done, at least in the video. And yeah, I'm really sorry that I didn't think about the enamel dots or filming them, but I didn't want to start recording again. Oh yeah, and then I had an extra flower and I didn't want to waste it, so I put it on that card. It might be a bit too much, I don't know. So look at all that dimension, I really like that. And then the foil is actually a rose gold foil. I think that fits perfectly. Yeah, that's it. And soon you will see the enamel dots. Here they are. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.